Hello friends, welcome to a new video. Today we are going to be doing a look with the Natasha Denona Love palette. Now, I have already tried this palette because your girl was too excited when she got this in the mail to wait on doing a video. Because I only do my videos when I'm inspired to, and if I'm not in the mood to actually be filming a video, then I kind of don't do it. Anyway, I have some time today. I think I'm going to dip out of my Tarte primer. This is the Timeless Poreless or Smoothing Primer. And I usually put this in my T-zone. Do a little bit up here. I'm going to be trying out a lot of my new products that I showed in a earlier video. Because I haven't tried a lot of these products on camera. And so I thought, you know what, it's time. I should probably use these products in a new video. I always put on some Paula's Choice SPF. This is tinted, by the way, and it matches my skin tone well enough. Now this I rub in with my hands because I feel like that for an SPF I don't want to shear it out. I want it to be a thicker layer. Then I'm going to use my Tarte C Hydroflex. What I've been doing is I have been using my putty applicator brush from e.l.f. I've more or less been putting it on my finger and smearing it on my face because it is a very runny consistency of foundation, or more like tinted moisturizer. It's thinner than a tinted moisturizer, and I put a little bit on, cover up any redness. It's not providing very much coverage at all. But I don't really like full coverage foundations because I really try to let my skin peep through, and I really don't have bad skin. I have pretty decent skin, so because of that I just like to have a little bit of foundation but nothing too crazy. With the tinted SPF and this together, it's enough coverage for me. This is 20N Light Natural, and it's good for a tinted moisturizer. I usually like to go a little bit deeper so that way it does actually show some color to the skin and doesn't wash me out. Alright, I've been using my e.l.f. Camo Concealer. I don't love this concealer, genuinely. I thought I liked it at first, and I'm kind of just using it now to use it up, but it's going to take me a long time to use up because there's a lot in this tube. But it's my only concealer right now because I might be going concealer free. Like, I may or may not be using concealer anymore because I'm just tired of it looking cakey under here. I don't know. I might find a lighter concealer like the NARS one that's in the pot, or maybe the one from Glossier. I am in the market for a lighter coverage concealer that doesn't crease if at all possible, which I know is basically impossible because skin creases there, and it's just kind of part of being human, and it's okay if it creases. But the problem is I think that this doesn't mesh very well with either the foundation or something, because every time I use it I just feel like it doesn't quite work. Like, I think it works, but it doesn't blow me away. It's a little bit patchy of a concealer, but if I blend it out then it's fine. Which I don't want to spend a lot of time blending my concealer if I don't have to. But I'm using my new LYS pressed powder. This is in the shade Translucent, I believe. Triple Fix Translucent Setting Powder. The thing about this is I feel like that it's a thicker powder and that it really packs a punch. I think this is a really pretty powder, although I will say it probably isn't a brightening powder. It doesn't brighten the eyes. If anything, it might darken it just a little bit, but not enough to really show. I think it's fine. It just sets it, but it doesn't brighten it. So we are going to use new things. This video, I really wanted to just use all new things. So, or if I can. So I've got my Nabla bronzer. Taking this brush from Sonia Kashuk. And we're just gonna go in. Now I will say that this bronzer is light. If you like to build up bronzer, this is a slow build up. But I think it works. You can see it there. And surprisingly, while this looks really dark in the pan, it's pretty warm on the face. Like, I would say that's a rather warm bronzer. But it's pretty, right? I really like it. I think that it's just enough for me. It is not over the top. I think that if you can see someone's bronzer, it's no longer flattering. It's like, oh, you're wearing too much bronzer or you're wearing the wrong shade. And for me personally, I have a certain way that I like to do my bronzer, and I don't need it to be showing up too much. So today we're going to use this one. This is Truth. I use Lola a lot. I've used Truth less because it's less pigmented, or at least in the pan it looks like it's less pigmented, but I think it's time to try it out. Yeah, like in person I can really see it's a very shiny blush. It's almost like I don't know that I really need to use highlighter after using this because it's so shiny. It acts as a blush topper more than anything. So in person, I would say it's very, very, very pink. Like this is a bright pink color. And because I like to just use highlighter, I am going to use a little bit of highlighter. It's a bit much, right? Like I probably don't need this, but I can't help it. It's new and exciting and I want to use it. I am like super glowy. I like it. After looking in the mirror here, I think I need more bronzer on my forehead. It's just not enough. I really need a better camera. I feel like that this camera is good, but it doesn't pick up the small little details for this kind of a video. That's okay though. I'm going to go ahead and start doing a look at this. So what I'm gonna do is grab my AOA Studio, my big fluffy brush, and I think we are going to do a bit of a pink look. I've played with this like 3 times now. So the first time that I played with this palette, I did a very pink look. The second time I did a pinky purple look, and then the third time I did a pinky purple look. And I felt like the second and third time that I used this palette, I did the same look. And it was like pink outline with purple as the main kind of thing, but it was a mixture of colors, so it was like a dark pink kind of a look. But I think we're just gonna stick with the light colors today. So I dipped into First. I love how it's called First. It's this color here, and I'm putting it on first. Her eyeshadow, I can't deny it. It is good quality. It's very, very blendable. I put on a shadow and I was like, oh man, that might not blend out. But the more that I blended, the more it blended, and it looked great by the end. And I was like, okay, these shadows do a good job. So that's exciting. So now I'm going to just go up in shades. I'm going to go to this next shade here, taking a different brush. And I'm going to run that high. I'm going to run that in my high lid, right below my eyebrow. Because I kind of want that to be a background color. And I like to put the lighter colors high and the darker colors closer to the lash line. So the lower that I go, the darker it is. And the higher I go, the lighter it fades. Now I'm going to do my other Sonia Kashuk brush. This is a nice little outer corner brush. I'm going to go into this color here. This is Heartbeat. The other color was Valentine. Ooh, that is super pretty. Heartbeat is a very, very nice color, and it blends super well. This is my first kind of pink palette. All my palettes, I don't have a lot of pink, like straight up pink. I've got more purple palettes. I've got nudes and purple palettes. I don't have a lot of rainbow colors because I do have blues, greens, purples, but I don't have like yellows. There's certain colors that I kind of just don't have. I don't have a lot of red. This heart color is a very red color. I've used it once and it's pretty, but this color here, this Giving color, it's very pretty, but it is more of a topper shade and it's sheer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this brush here. It's a more dense packing kind of a brush, and I'm going to actually dip into Heart, and I'm going to really run that right here. along the lash line pretty much. And it's really going to deepen this whole look, but it's going to give that pink color that I want to use, the giving color, a bit of a base to rest on. Careful not to bring it too far in or too far out. I just want it to be kind of like that really went pretty red pretty fast. I'm going to take this brush again, I'm going to wipe it off, and we're going to go into Trust. This is the purple shade here. It's picking up a little more brown on camera, but it is definitely more of a purple. And it's a dark color, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to darken the outer corner. I want a contrast, so I want it to be darker. I don't want it to be monochromatic red, pink color. I do want there to be a bit of a darker outer edge here, or corner. I wouldn't say it's an edge. Edge makes me think it's sharp, but I like to do more rounded looks. And then I'm going to go into Commitment, which is actually this black. And we're gonna tuck that into the corner as well. And that black, it does darken it, but it's actually not a very powerful black. It's a black that you can definitely play with, and it won't overpower your look. You can build it up. So see how that's a bit darker now? And then what I'm gonna do is I'm going to take my NYX glitter glue over top of that red, apply it there, and then we're going to dip into Giving, and I'm going to just tap that on all over. It's a very pretty color. It is a duochrome. It shifts a bit of a pink to a tan, and it's super pretty. And I'm just going to literally place that all over. So it really does kind of change the look. It enhances it, I would say. It definitely gives it a bit of shimmer, but it does change the look. Pretty good palette to go all out matte with, not gonna lie. That turned super pink. We're gonna go into this intense color, this pink color, and I'm gonna run that over top because I really like to put a pretty transition shade on top here, and it kind of just, it finishes out the look. It kind of caps it, if that makes any sense. Puts a lid on it, but it's not very strong, so it's not gonna overdo it. And then lastly, I'm gonna take my e.l.f. eye crease brush, and I'm gonna dip into Transparent here. I'm gonna put that in the inner corner. I'm gonna put this in the inner corner, and I'm going to put it on the upper brow line. Put it on the other side. There we go. As my custom, I'm going to go off camera, do a little liner, do a little mascara, and do my brows, because all that is very tedious and takes a lot of time, and I don't want to bore you with all that. So, intermission. Okay guys, I'm back. I put my glasses on, but I'll take them back off. So, I really like how things turned out. What I did was I used my new Killer liner. It's actually in Sapphire Blue. It's very, I would say it's nice. Like, I think that it does, with this look, the reflect is a little bit of a different shade. I would say that it kind of has slightly bluish purple reflect to it. So in the light, like in person, if you're looking at it, it's like really has a certain bounce back when the light hits it. And I think that the navy blue or the sapphire blue really like enhances that. While I was doing my brows, I used my little e.l.f. Ultra Precise Brow Pencil. A little piece of it kind of broke off. It's fine. But I'm gonna need a new eyebrow liner soon. I got the Benefit Gimme Brow. Put that in my eyebrow. I put a little bit of Wet n Wild, this little duo. This is really drying out, so it's probably one of the last times I can use it, but then I topped it with this gel liner, and the liner still pairs really nicely. And then I wanted something to kind of ground this look, so that's why I chose a more brown, darker lip shade. Then I put on the Falsies Lash by Maybelline. I like that mascara a lot, and that's pretty much it. I think that's all that I did off camera. What do you guys think? It's a very pretty look, and I kind of think that the look that I get out of this palette is a bit darker than the look that I can get out of this palette. I think that the shades are, it is worth having both palettes because they're not going to give you the same look. I like how it does add to the collection. It does match the color story. I definitely think you can use them both and they are cohesive together, but there's not repeat shades, which I really appreciate. And I think that this is a great standalone palette. I think this is a nice standalone palette, and together they're extra special. So what you could use this dark purple and really like deepen out the outer edge if you wanted to, which I might even do that right now because why not? So it deepens it out just a little bit. Not that I really need to add to it, but why not? It can kind of take your look from daytime to nighttime and really vamp it out, which it's subtle, right? Anyway, that is the look. I'm very excited. I think that this is a beautiful palette and it definitely adds to my collection. I don't have very many palettes that are quite like this. I really like having a capsule concept where it's kind of like, this is, when I reach for this palette, I'll probably get a pink or a dark pink, like a vampy kind of a look with the purples. And I like that. With this one, I grabbed this palette and I'm like, okay, I'm going to either have a pink look or a green look. Most of the time it'll be like maybe a mixture of both. But yeah, I am quite excited. Next time we will be reviewing the Norvina palette. Now, it's not a new palette to the market, I realize that, but it's new to my collection and I've been really excited to, I've been wanting to try this palette since it came out, but because it was $40 some, I was like, well, I kind of have a cap, and I don't know what that cap is, but I would say like I don't spend any more than $30 some if I can help it. This palette was half off. This palette was half off. I really look for the sales. I don't buy palettes immediately usually when they come out, even though I want to. I'm just like, I just don't have that kind of disposable income right now, and I really want to enjoy the little products that I have now. It was really fun to sit down and do this video because I've been ready to film this Natasha Denona Love palette video for a while now, and I just needed to get my hands on it. It was on my Sephora like wish list for a while, and when I saw it 50% off, I was like no way. So quite exciting. But that's all from me today. If you want to see the Norvina palette, then subscribe. Check out some of my older videos. I've got a review on this little guy. I've got a review on this little guy. I have a lot of video reviews. And by the way, I will mention that I do like this. I think that when you that I can tell a difference when I'm wearing it. If you pull your hair back and you can kind of see the difference here. Like there is a bit of a bronze on my skin, but it's not overkill. I think it's subtle, but it's nice. The highlighters, very pretty. This is a very pink, like it's a bright pink blush, and this is also a very pretty blush. It's a bit softer than the others. It's a different texture, but it's also a nice blush. And this powder, it's a nice powder. It's a little bit heavier than what I would typically use on my under eyes, but it's fine. Like it does a really good job. Anyway, guys, I think that's it for me. I should wrap up. By the way, my Instagram is @LizzieLikesLipstick, but I try to upload videos every week, and if you want to see more content from me, then just subscribe and hit the little bell for updates or when I do upload. Thanks, guys. I'll see you next time. Bye!